What you tell them chicks? What you tell them chicks in the street? Don't come for me.
You can't beat me and you can't join me. Oh, yours is cute. Mine look all sick. Look, where my eyebrows? All of a sudden I got this big old forehead. You all cute.
Look at your screen right now. What you're about to see is a family being ambushed. Crystal Williams, 22 years old, from Atlanta. Her mother Danielle, her younger brother Malachi. All three of them shot at point-blank range by Crystal's ex-boyfriend, in cold blood. September 6th, 2020, around 10:30 at night, when police rolled up to Dunwoody Glen Apartments off Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, they found 3 gunshot victims, 2 dead at the scene, 1 barely hanging on. And the shooter, gone. Disappeared into the night like the coward he was. Just moments before, this family was leaving the apartment complex. Ordinary Sunday evening. Making their way to the car, ready to head home. They had no idea what was waiting for them. No idea that a deadly plan had already been set in motion. But before we get to that surveillance footage, and trust me, we're gonna watch it, let me take you back to where this all started. Because this story, it's about more than just a shooting. It's about a young woman who saw the red flags, listened to her family, made the hard choice to leave, and it still wasn't enough. Atlanta, Georgia. Southern roots, modern culture, home to celebrities and dreamers. Known for its music, its hospitality, its energy. But away from the glitzy downtown streets, in a quiet neighborhood, in a modest apartment complex, a nightmare was about to unfold. Crystal Williams was 22 years old. Born and raised in Atlanta, bright, driven, academically strong. The kind of daughter who made her mama proud every single day. She had dreams, okay? She wanted independence, wanted to build a career, wanted to be successful on her own terms. Those who knew Crystal described her as warm, determined, full of hope for the future. And speaking of Mama, Danielle Sims, 46 years old, was that Mom. You know the type. Every achievement, every milestone, every little victory got posted online. Graduation? Posted. New job? Posted. Crystal got a good grade? Posted. Probably posted when Crystal tied her shoes. Cute. I'm kidding, but you get it. Danielle loved. Her kids loud and proud. She wasn't just a mother. She was Crystal's biggest cheerleader. Crystal had a special connection with her younger brother, Malachi Williams. And get this, they shared the same birthday. Yeah, same exact day. Can you imagine? Every year they celebrated together, blowing out candles, making memories. That bond ran deep. It was the kind of sibling connection that doesn't break. Now Crystal was focused on building her future. She performed well academically. She was driven. She had plans. But like a lot of us in our early 20s, she also thought she found the one. His name was Justin Dion Turner, 23 years old. They started dating and things moved fast. I'm talking they moved in together after knowing each other for about 2 months. And here's where it gets wild. During those 2 months of living together, Crystal was already trying on wedding gowns, planning a future, picturing herself walking down the aisle with this man she barely knew. Pause. 2 months, y'all. 2 months is barely enough time to know if somebody leaves their socks on the floor or puts the toilet seat down. 2 months is not enough time to know anything real about a person. But Crystal was young. She was in love. And she believed in it. Until she didn't. Because those red flags she'd been ignoring at the beginning, they started smacking her in the face. The kind of warning signs you can't explain away as he's just stressed or he's going through something. The kind that make your gut scream, run. Crystal started seeing Justin for who he really was. And with her family's support, especially her mama, who had been watching, worried, she made the courageous decision to leave. She packed her stuff. She walked away from the relationship. She chose her safety. She chose herself. That decision saved her life temporarily, but it also signed her death warrant. Crystal got out of that relationship. She moved on, started rebuilding, had a family around her, was focused on her future again. But Justin, he wasn't handling the breakup well. Not well at all. In fact, he couldn't handle it. Couldn't accept that Crystal had walked away. Couldn't accept that she'd chosen her peace over him. September 6th, 2020. Sunday night, around 10:30 p.m. Crystal, her mother Danielle, and her younger brother Malachi are leaving Dunwoody Glen Apartments in Dunwoody, Georgia. Just trying to go home. It's a regular night. Nothing out of the ordinary. They're walking to the SUV, getting in, pulling out of the parking lot. Their SUV slowly makes its way onto the road. And then, headlights. A car suddenly cuts them off, blocks their entire path. There's no way around it. They're trapped. The driver steps out, gun in his hand. It's Justin. What happened next was captured on surveillance cameras. Justin approached the vehicle armed. No conversation, no warning, just pure rage and violence. Danielle Sims saw that gun, saw her ex-boyfriend pointing it at her daughter, and she did what any mother would do, what every mother would do. She threw herself out of that car and stepped in front of Crystal, used her own body as a human shield. That's not heroic movie talk. That's not exaggeration. That's literally, factually what happened. And I need you to sit with that for a second. A mother stepping between a gun and her child. Justin opened fire. Multiple shots. Close range.
We're following a developing story in Dunwoody, a mother and daughter, and by an ex-boyfriend.
Well, tonight the alleged is behind bars after police say he violently ambushed the family. That happened Sunday night on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard just as the family was driving. Police say they were cut off by another car, and that's when shots were fired. CBS 46's Adam Murphy is on top of this story. He joins us live at the scene in Dunwoody. Adam.
Good evening, Tracy. I just got my hands on surveillance video of this terrible incident from a local grocery store back here next to Peachtree Industrial Boulevard in just a few feet from the entrance of the apartment complex. It will give you an exclusive perspective on what happened out here, and I will warn you, the video may be disturbing.
We received a 911 call of multiple people who had been shot.
Police responded to a triple caught on camera outside the Dunwoody Glen Apartments Sunday night, terrorizing the community.
When I showed up from work, the police officers were still here. And when I asked them, what happened, he said it had been a homicide.
The three victims were leaving the apartment complex when they were cut off by a car at the intersection of Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. That's when investigators believe 23-year-old Justin Turner blocked the car of his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Crystal Williams. Moments later, police say he got out and opened fire.
Miss Williams, Crystal Williams, was pronounced deceased at the scene. Her mother, Miss Sims, was transported to an area hospital where she later passed away.
Williams' 18-year-old brother and Sims' son survived the ambush. Plus, a juvenile in the car was not harmed.
I mean, I've been in this community for like 5 months, and everybody love everybody, get along with everybody, and I would never imagine that this would happen,
The suspect, Justin Turner, was arrested Monday and charged with jail records show he was also arrested in April and released a few days later after being charged with aggravated assault against a police officer.
Now he has the rest of his life to think about that bad decision in a moment of passion. And he ruined his life, he took other lives, and it's just senseless.
Danielle Sims was struck and killed instantly. Crystal Williams, the young woman who'd tried so hard to escape, was shot and killed right there in that parking lot. Malachi was hit too, but miraculously survived his injuries. There was another teenager in the vehicle who ducked down, avoided being shot, but had to witness every second of the horror. What had started as an ordinary Sunday night, a family just trying to go home, turned into a massacre. And Justin, he got back in his car and drove off, left 3 bleeding bodies behind, left a teenage boy watching his mother and sister die in front of him.
Family shattered by violence. A young woman's boyfriend now charged with her and her mother. Her brother was also. Her brother lived to tell the story. He tells our John Sherrick his sister was trying to get away from her boyfriend when he opened fire. And John joins us live tonight from Dunwoody with a scene this young man saw, John, that I'm sure he will never forget.
The brother talked with me on the phone tonight, telling me how the sister's boyfriend came after the family last night with a here at Dunwoody Glen Apartments. He described how their mother gave her life to save her children's lives, jumping in front of the as the boyfriend opened fire. A mother trying to protect her children with her life.
She wasn't kidding when she said she for her children.
Sunday night, Danielle Sims used her body as a shield, trying to save her 22-year-old daughter, Crystal Williams, and 18-year-old son, Malachi Williams. That's what Malachi told me on the phone. He said his sister, Crystal, was arguing with her live-in boyfriend, 23-year-old Justin Dion Turner, and she was trying to get away from him to go home with her mother. And as Crystal and the family were driving out of the apartment complex, Malachi said Turner blocked them with his car.
And out of nowhere, Justin cuts us off and comes out with and he pulls Crystal out at a point. My mom gets outside. My mom is over her, using herself as a shield for my sister. And he was point blank, like he was right there. And he just boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, I guess he just pointed at me. He just wanted me. I don't know how he missed.
Malachi was wounded. Turner drove away. Dunwoody police arrested Turner Monday. Jail records showed Turner was arrested this past April, charged with aggravated assault against a police officer, and was released a few days later. No indication yet what the status of that case is. Malachi Williams speaks of how his sister Crystal had tried to get away from Turner before and could not. He described her as the family's light.
My sister was the funny one. She was just the life of everything. I'm angry and sad. I've never felt that type of combo before. And it's immense anger and sadness. I'll never forgive him ever in my life.
Dunwoody police were interviewing Turner through the night before jailing him on several charges, including 2 counts of.
When Dunwoody Police Department arrived at approximately 10:30 p.m., they were met with a devastating scene. Crystal Williams, 22, and her mother, Danielle Sims, 46, were both pronounced dead at the scene. Malachi Williams, 19 years old, was rushed to Atlanta Medical Center in critical condition with gunshot wounds. The crime scene told a clear story. This wasn't random. This was targeted. This was domestic. This was a man who couldn't accept being left. Surveillance footage from the apartment complex and nearby businesses quickly identified the shooter as Justin Dion Turner, Crystal's ex-boyfriend. But Justin had fled. He was gone. And that launched an immediate massive manhunt. The community went into panic mode. Schools were put on alert. Local businesses warned. Entire neighborhoods on lockdown. Everyone wondering, where is he? Is he coming back? Is he gonna hurt someone else? The fear was real and justified. Malachi Williams, wounded, traumatized, having just watched his mother and sister get murdered, became the crucial witness. From his hospital bed, he gave investigators the full story. He explained how Crystal had been trying to escape an abusive, controlling relationship with Justin, how they were leaving the apartment when Justin deliberately blocked their car, how his mother, without hesitation, threw herself in front of the gun to protect her children, how she took bullets meant for them. Malachi's testimony was vital. It painted the full picture. It confirmed the motive. This was about jealousy, possession, control. Justin couldn't handle Crystal choosing herself. The manhunt continued through the night. Police tracked Justin's car to various locations, but he kept slipping away. The community stayed terrified. But on the morning of September 7th, 2020, less than 12 hours after the shooting, police finally closed in. Justin Dion Turner was arrested in Atlanta, taken into custody by Dunwoody police working with local and state agencies. He was immediately charged with 2 counts of murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. And here's the part that's gonna make your blood boil. Justin had been arrested just 4 months earlier, back in April 2020, for aggravated assault against a police officer. You heard that right. He assaulted a cop, got arrested, charged, and then released a few days later. And now, 4 months later, 2 women are dead.
And in just a few hours from now, the man accused of violently ambushing and his ex-girlfriend and her mother as they were leaving their apartment complex in Dunwoody will face a judge. CBS 46's Trayson Bragg is live outside the DeKalb County Jail where the suspect is right now with what really can be described only as disturbing surveillance video from what happened, Trayson.
Yeah, Gavir, it's very difficult to watch the surveillance video, but as you said, 23-year-old Justin Dion Turner is locked up in the DeKalb County Jail, which you see here behind me. Officials say today at 1 p.m. he'll get his first opportunity to see a judge. Take a look at this surveillance video. It shows the moments leading up to when police say 23-year-old Justin Dion Turner and his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Crystal Williams, and her mother, 46-year-old Danielle Sims. Police say Turner cut off the family's vehicle with his car as they exited the Dunwoody Glen apartments Sunday night. That's when he gets out in hand and the 2 women. According to investigators also say he shot Williams' 18-year-old brother, who luckily survived the vicious attack.
Now he has the rest of his life to think about that bad decision in a moment of passion. And he ruined his life, he took other lives, and it's just senseless.
Again, today at 1 is when officials say Turner will get his first appearance before a judge. Coming up at 6:30, I'll tell you more about what investigators had to say about the double. Reporting live in DeKalb, I'm Trayson Bragg, CBS.
Justin Dion Turner's first court appearance? Let me tell you about it. This man stood in front of DeKalb County Magistrate Judge Joyce Neal, completely stone-faced. No emotion, no remorse, no reaction. Nothing. Like he didn't just execute 2 women in cold blood.
The DeKalb County man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend and her mother appeared in court today. Investigators say Justin Turner also shot a 3rd person who survived.
CBS 46's Adam Murphy covered the case in court today as Turner heard the charges against him.
Your charges are going to be those types of charges that I cannot set bond on.
Just after 1 o'clock Wednesday, DeKalb County Magistrate Judge Joyce Neal announced she could not set bond for 23-year-old Justin Turner.
So what will happen is your attorney will file a bond motion. It usually takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get before a judge, and then a Superior Court judge will make a decision about whether or not to grant bond.
Turner is charged with his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Crystal Williams, and her mother, Danielle Sims. The incident happened outside the Dunwoody Glen apartment Sunday night, terrorizing the community.
And it was scary that we had to lock our doors because he was still on the loose. And we didn't know the nationality of the person that did it because everything was just blocked off. So we could have been walking into a stranger and it could have been a shooter. So we were just unaware, but we was cautious at the same time.
Jail records show Turner has a criminal past. He was charged with aggravated assault against a police officer in April. And now he's an accused.
Not only did he throw his life away, he took somebody's life just because, they had some kind of domestic dispute.
It just senseless. It just heartbreaking, and it just make our community even more stronger and tighter. That you'll never know when it's your last day, and it's just sad. I just sum it up. Just sad.
Turner showed no emotion and had nothing to say while in court today. He will now go before a Superior Court judge in a couple of weeks. In Dunwoody, Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Judge Neal made it crystal clear she couldn't set bond on charges this serious. Justin would remain in custody. A Superior Court judge would have to make the final decision in a few weeks. But for now, locked up. The community reaction was intense. People were talking about how absolutely senseless this was. How Justin threw his entire life away over what? Pride? Ego? The inability to accept that a woman didn't want him anymore? One community member said it perfectly on camera. Not only did he throw his life away, he took somebody's life just because they had some kind of domestic dispute. It is senseless. It is heartbreaking. Justin showed nothing during the entire court proceeding, said nothing. That cold indifference, that complete lack of humanity. It made everything 10 times worse for the families who had to sit there and look at him. The man who destroyed their lives couldn't even be bothered to show an ounce of remorse. The aftermath of this tragedy left Crystal's family absolutely shattered. Her father, grieving the loss of his daughter, and the mother of his children. Extended family, trying to process the unthinkable. Friends left wondering how this could happen. Danielle Sims, who loved her children so fiercely that she literally gave her life protecting them, was gone. Crystal Williams, with all her dreams and potential and her whole future ahead of her, was gone. The Dunwoody community rallied around the family. They held a vigil for both Crystal and Danielle. People came together, friends, neighbors, even strangers who'd heard the story and felt compelled to show up. Candles flickering in the night, tears flowing freely. People sharing stories about Crystal's warm personality and infectious smile. About Danielle's fierce love and unwavering support for her kids. It was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. It was a stark reminder of just how fragile life is. How quickly everything can be taken away. The funeral for Crystal and Danielle wasn't just a goodbye. It became a call to action. It brought domestic violence into sharp focus for everyone watching. The most dangerous time for someone in an abusive relationship is when they try to leave. That's when the abuser realizes they're losing control. That's when they escalate. That's when things turn deadly. And the system failed here. Let's be real about that. Justin had assaulted a police officer just 4 months before this shooting. He was arrested, charged, and then released after a few days. No consequences significant enough to stop him. No intervention that might have saved 2 lives. The system let him walk, and he walked straight to that apartment complex with a gun. Here's what I want you to take from this. Not some PSA speech, not a domestic violence checklist you've heard 1,000 times. What I want you to understand is that Crystal did everything right. She recognized the warning signs. She listened to the people who loved her. She made the hard choice to leave that relationship. She chose herself, her safety, her future. And it still wasn't enough. That's not on her. That's not on Danielle. That's on Justin Dion Turner, who decided that if he couldn't have Crystal, nobody could. And that's on a justice system that doesn't adequately protect women trying to escape dangerous situations. Malachi Williams survived that night physically, but emotionally. He lost his mother and his sister in the same moment. He has to live with those images, those sounds, that trauma for the rest of his life. The boom, boom, boom he described. His mother using herself as a shield. His sister's life ending right in front of him. And for what? Because a man couldn't handle rejection. This case hit the community hard. It sparked conversations about how we support people leaving abusive relationships, about how we hold abusers accountable before they kill, about why the system keeps failing women over and over again. Crystal and Danielle deserved better. They deserved to live. They deserved safety. They deserved a system that protected them when they tried to protect themselves. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about this case, about the system failures, about all of it. And if this story affected you, hit that like button. Share it. Because these stories need to be told. These women need to be remembered. And maybe, just maybe, someone watching will recognize the warning signs in their own life and get out before it's too late. We'll see you in the next one.